Welcome to the Pathways to Prosperity podcast, where we explore personal, professional, and financial success stories of top achievers. Let's dive in.
Welcome to Pathways of Prosperity for Entrepreneurs. Today, we're joined with Kevin Maloney, a faith-driven leader, speaker, and director of development for Catholic Mission Trips. With a passion with service and youth empowerment, Kevin inspires the next generation in being successful and also going with their faith. So let's dive deep in this journey and go from there. So, Hi, Kevin. How have you been?
Doing great, Tristan. How about yourself?
Doing pretty well. I'm actually in a warmer weather. I don't know how it is out there in Tampa, but Phoenix is now getting up to the 80s, almost 100, almost.
I was thinking we're doing great. It's about 70 degrees right now and sunny. It's gorgeous.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, being in the religion aspect, how did you start from here? Like, where did you go from? Were you just born into it from the family aspect, or is how did that look for you?
Yeah, great question. So I've taken a very unique path. Tristan. So I've been in the corporate world for about 30 years, technology, IT sales. So it's been incredible. And about a year ago, maybe about a year and a half ago, I decided to go out on my own, started my own company. Okay, so I had about 6 clients pretty quickly, different things, helping a company launch a product, helping somebody put together a sales process, different type of consulting work. And somebody put me in touch with Catholic Mission Trips. Now, I've always been involved at a volunteer level in especially youth ministry. I've been doing youth ministry for about 20 some odd years. I've done catechism. I've raised my kids. I'm a father of 6 kids, raised them and taught them the faith. And so it's all youth and the Catholic faith have always been important to me. And somebody put me in touch with Catholic Mission Trips. And I realized pretty quickly they were looking for a full-time person. Didn't feel that was me, but ended up on the call with them again. And the founder asked me to pray this, what we call in the Catholic faith, it's a litany prayer, right? It's to Saint Joseph the Worker. It's asking him to intercede for me. And so it's called the Saint Joseph the Worker Novena. It's 9 days worth of prayer. And during that, I felt God say, hey, Kevin, you don't have any more excuses. Like, this is the time. This is the time to take this leap of faith and go into the nonprofit sector. And so they're my only client now. I do a couple consulting calls here and there, but for the most part, I'm working more than full time for Catholic Mission Trips. And so this is really my first time crossing from the corporate world into nonprofit and doing that full time.
So how does that look? I mean, you're working for profit now in the nonprofit aspects. Like, what are the challenges that you're having? It's like even this transition, like you say, you've had 30 plus years in this other area. Now it said, hey, this is, like I said, there's no more excuses. So like, what does that look like? And how does that transition look for others, for you, so others can kind of picture that in their mind?
Yeah, 100%. So it's a challenge, right? Really,
right?
It's completely different. Instead of, trying to, find out the next emerging technology and learn about that. I'm actually going out and spending a week with these youth and in these impoverished areas, helping them on mission and learning more about it. So when I'm going over, I'm the director of development. My role is to raise funds for our organization. And that's hugely important. So again, in the Catholic Church, you probably heard of Pope John Paul II. Right. He has a famous quote. It says, some people go to mission, some people give to mission by going. Others go to mission by giving. And without both, there are no missions. And so really, it's my job to speak with as many people as possible, to share with them our vision, our ministry, what we're doing, how we're accomplishing it, and raising funds. And talking to them and explaining that if you give me 10x, I'll give you 20x.
Wow.
and this is how we will do it. So instead of investing in a corporate product to get ROI to improve an issue,
All right.
I'm getting people to invest in the future of the church, invest in future disciples of Christ, and helping those most in need. That's what I'm getting people to invest in.
So where do you find these people? I mean, it's honestly one of the main things I'm asking. Like, how do you find people who are willing? I know, like, do you just go through within the ministry, the church itself, or like, do you go like do door knocking? Like, how? I don't
Yeah,
know. Like, I'm
yeah.
just wondering right now. So
Yeah, it's incredible. Again, I constantly say, "Why, God, why did you put me here? How did this happen?" Right? Because a lot of nonprofits, some bigger nonprofits, they have this donor bases, and it's really
right.
about relationship, very similar to the corporate world. Hey,
Mhm.
go out, play some golf, have some dinner,
Yeah.
talk, and build relationship sales that way, right? And that's what a lot of larger nonprofits do. We are small. Like
Right.
God's calling us to expand greatly. So just kind of give you an idea what that means. Small, like we've averaged about 25, maybe 30 mission trips a year, and
Okay.
this year we're doing 38 mission trips, and
Wow.
we're being called to have full-time missionary leaders throughout the entire year. So we just finished 3 weeks of missions in Kentucky, where we
Okay.
built a house from the foundation up. We're right now, this week, we have two groups, a high school and a college, that are doing mission work in South Texas right now, right?
Okay.
So, so we need to expand our development. And since we
Right.
didn't have a donor base and we didn't have a huge group of people to call on, a lot of it is belly to belly. I'm just calling people. I use a lot of your listeners might be familiar with using LinkedIn for
Yeah.
sales. Well, I do the same thing. I'm going in LinkedIn and I'm looking at Catholic business executives, different alumni from some major Catholic
Wow.
universities. Like I've gone to Franciscan University in Steubenville, and then I'm just cold calling them. I'm just reaching out to them and asking if we could sit down, talk about our ministry, talk about why we exist, what we're doing, and our financial goals and what we're planning. And so it's belly to belly. Now we need to expand that. And I love the fact that you invited me on the podcast so I can share our vision and hopefully get some attention that way. I just finished an interview with a local radio station in Tampa.
Wow.
Spirit FM, and so that will be airing in May. So I'm trying to get out there, talk to as many people as possible.
Yeah, I mean that's the hardest thing, right? Get your face out there, get you, because the thing is, like, they don't just donate to the church; they donate to you, and who is the person that's leading them, right? You can have the best church, but then someone who they don't trust, are like, oh, like is it going to go to this? Is it going to go to the cause? So it's really good to have that rapport. I mean, you seem like you don't touch people just on a surface level, but you want to get to know them, and that's something you got to do, right? You have to make sure that you know who they are and like what their values are. So
Yeah, Tristan, this is a relationship, right? I mean,
yeah,
our donors, they are taking this journey with us. They're as important as the young kid who's driving nails in a roof, right? Like
yeah,
they are the lifeblood of our missionary work. And because of them, we're able to touch so many of our recipients that we've helped out. I'll give you a quick example. We helped out a grandmother, right?
okay,
She's raising 5 grandkids all by herself. Her
that's a lot.
daughter's in prison, and the fathers are not involved in these kids' lives.
Right.
And her house was a wreck, Tristan. I mean, we spent 9 weeks last summer with her. 9
Really?
weeks. We had to put on a metal roof. We had to do mold mitigation. We had to do walls and floors, the whole 9 yards, right? And we spent time. You have these different groups coming every single week. So the way it works, let me just kind of paint you a picture.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We have Catholic mission trip mission leaders that are there for the 9 weeks. We have contractors, our Catholic mission trip contractors that are there most of the summer. We have different contractors, but a good chunk of the time it's the same one. But we have a different group coming in every week. So different high school, different college. So this grandmother is seeing hundreds of high school age kids that are on fire with their faith, that are asking her for nothing. They're just there to serve. They're playing with the kids while they're working. It's incredible. And she said this is transformative. And so here's the deal. We helped her materially. We helped fix her house. She needed it. That was really important. And what happens is once the material is taken care of, that allows them to be open to the spiritual. Because they don't have the burden of my roof is leaking and there's mold everywhere. They can now enter in the spiritual. And a couple months after we left, she brought all 5 of her grandchildren to baptism. Right. Really? So huge. You see all these different levels of the ministry and you're like, man, we just need more. We just need to be there for more. There's so many people hurting. I'll give you one last thing, Tristan.
No, do you think?
Is the fact that we, a lot of times when people hear mission, they think, oh, far away, Haiti or wherever, right?
Right.
And we do that. We have international, but the majority of our mission trips are here domestically because there's so much need.
So, if you don't mind me asking, how do you find these mission trips? Like, I don't understand. Like, I've never understood how. Like, obviously, I grew up in the South. We had a lot of mission trips, but I never understood on how they're able to find. Like, how do you find the lady? Right? I mean, like, how? Like, what do you do? Like, is it just word of mouth, or like, hey, I know someone, or like, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's great question because there's so much networking, there's so much relationship here, right? So sometimes it's just because we've found these different nonprofits and we work with them, right? So I'll give you an example. Catholic Charities of Lexington, Kentucky just partnered with us on that house, and they gave us some money. They actually paid for the roof and they paid for the siding of the house that we just built, right?
Okay.
But she just brought one of her clients who unfortunately lost their home in a tornado, didn't have any insurance, right? And so we're looking at potentially helping them. So all of a sudden we start working with nonprofits and they bring other people to us. Okay. Sometimes it's amazing how it works. We're going to be down in Florida, and I heard that there was a parish down here that had a lot of parishioners in need, because we had hurricanes, we had Milton come in, and it's a very impoverished area. A lot of Florida is not. Like there's not a lot of poverty. But on the side, I am near Tampa, but there is in this area. And so all of a sudden, he's like, absolutely. And he puts me in touch with other people, and it just comes together pretty quick. But you hit on a really important question, because that's the key, Tristan. Mission trips are hard. They're hard logistically. They're hard to put together. People want to do it. Youth groups want to do it. High schools want to do it, but they don't I don't know how to do it. Right. We're here. You just have to come. We take care of all the logistics.
Okay.
You just have to get your kids down here. We do all the programming. We do all the projects. Everything's taken care of for you. You just need to reach out to us, and we just got to find a good mission trip for your group to go out.
So what does that logistics look like? I mean, like you said, I didn't realize that you had general contractors that go with you. Like, I mean, it's a pretty big thing, right? I mean, they're essentially moving with you across country.
Yeah, it's huge. So we try to find contractors that don't have to travel far. So if we're in New Mexico, we're trying to find contractors that are in New Mexico. Okay. Right now, when we're looking at Florida, we already have the Floridians. So we try to find those. But you're right. I mean, we do a lot of disaster relief. So most of it is building projects. And I had a priest who came on mission with us, and he said, Kevin, I've gone on many mission trips. He's like, Catholic mission trips allow the kids to really work. And so they're learning some basic skills. They're learning drywalling. They're learning some stuff.
You actually
all of our
sheets up there.
Yeah, 100%. All of our mission leaders, that not only are they trained to put on the program meaning like the retreat aspect of it.
Right.
So they're with the kids, they're playing games, they're giving talks. That's all super important. But they also have to learn basic contracting skills. And so they go through a week of learning that. So they're with the kids as well. I always tell people, hey, if you're a group, Tristan, you say, hey, I want to go on a mission, right? Well, you're going to need to get some chaperones. And the default is, well, who helps with the youth group? Who helps, let's get them to come with us. No. Listen, I don't want you to think of them. I want you to think of that contractor who would never do anything with the youth group. I want you to go find them and ask them, hey, would you like to go on mission with us? Yeah. That's what, and then you have more people that know what they're doing and can help us, because we do some serious projects. Not always serious, right. But we need to gut houses as well that have been flooded or whatever, right? So we just need bodies to lift. But a lot of it is like right now we're doing, this week in South Texas, we're doing 2 roof projects. So we got the kids up on the roof doing the work.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to do roofing anymore. Roofing's a hard job. Roofing's
a hard job. And the heat and the sun. I'm like, I'm getting too old for this. That's why I was like, I want to help out with missions. Let me do the development side.
Yeah, you're like, I will be in the backside. Like, I'll be the guy. I'll be guy in the hotel, making sure that okay, the funds are here. We'll be good. And I love that.
That's right. 100%.
So, do you have what does the team look like? So, do you do the all-in-one yourself, or are you like the actual fun or the fun person, and you have you delegate it to the planner, or what does that look like?
Yeah. When you're a small nonprofit like we are, so our annual budget hasn't hit 500,000 a year yet. Okay.
No, of course, right.
So we all wear multiple hats, but our structure is our executive director, who's incredible, Michelle Perez, one of the holiest women you'll ever meet, in tune with the Holy Spirit. She's phenomenal. And then myself as the director of development, and then we have kind of part-time people that will work with us, like a director of programming or something like that. So I do a lot of the marketing aspect of it. I put our newsletters out. I run social media while I'm fundraising. Right.
Okay.
So we wear different hats. In fact, I'm going to my alma mater, Franciscan University, in 2 weeks. I'm flying out to Ohio to talk to the college students there about maybe doing ministry, maybe doing working with us as a mission leader this summer. So that's not really under my job description, but it's a great opportunity to go out there and help grow Catholic mission trips.
Yeah, actually, so I know we talked before the podcast. And I said earlier, I'm from the South. So, the Bible Belt, we have churches every 5 miles, right?
Yes, yeah.
So my brother is actually a pastor, and my dad is I think he is a deacon.
Okay.
So definitely it's heavy.
Incredible.
Yeah, they're definitely religion's really big in the South, and it's really big in our family and our lives. So I definitely understand. I didn't realize that there was a school. I didn't know there was a school to go be a pastor or someone to preach their faith. I didn't know that, and so it's something that I've learned throughout. I thought it was just kind of they were under someone, and then they were given the title after showing how much faith. But I didn't realize it was a whole school, that's something that I'm not something that I look deep into. And so it's very interesting to see not evolution, but kind of the path in each milestone that they have. Right.
Yes.
So,
it takes time. It takes time for pastors. It takes time for priests. I mean, they got to study. Wait a bit. Yeah. A lot of schooling.
Do you see yourself going in the priest way? Where do you see yourself in the future?
So in our faith, so I'm a husband and a father of 6 kids, and so in the Catholic faith, right, we don't really have pastors; we have priests. Priests are ordained, but they cannot be married. Right?
No, okay.
So now there's a caveat to that. There's some other religions that you can have married priests in, and if they convert to the Roman Catholic faith, you can find some priests who are married, but it's a very small percentage. So for me, who as a married man, the only way I could become a priest is if I lost my wife. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think your wife would be happy with that.
She wouldn't be happy with it. I would not be happy with
I
that.
know you would.
I'd be lost. So yeah, that would be the only way. Now,
Okay.
we have this other thing called, just like you said, deacon, right? As
Mhm.
in your church, we do have deacons as well, and I could
Okay.
become a permanent deacon now. So that is something I have thought about. There's a lot of training on that.
Really?
We'll see where God leads, but that is something that I could potentially see in my future.
No, I love that. No, I
Yeah.
love the fact that I mean, like you said, a year ago, you never thought you'd be in this position, and now you're
If you
taking.
said, Tristan, if you're like Kevin, you're going to be you're working for a
Yeah.
nonprofit Catholic, I'd be like, no, I'm not. Are you
You're like, what do
kidding
you
me?
mean?
That's
I
just
would.
no way that happens. I would put money on that. I would have lost my house betting against that one.
All right.
I
This is a Super Bowl. I promise you this is not gonna happen.
yeah, exactly.
So you were telling us about you have. So as we're wrapping up the interview, you told us you have about 38 mission trips.
Yes.
So what does that look like? Like in the next 6 months, half a year, like
Yeah.
what is that looking like for you? Like how do you, I guess, like where are they at? How
Yeah.
are they structured? And are they all like you said, disaster relief? I know it's a lot of questions in one, but I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to, yeah, I'm really looking into this still. That's why.
Sure.
Yeah.
So our big time is the summer. And so we
Right.
have 27 mission trips happening in the summer. So that's
That's
from
crazy.
June 2nd to August 2nd. We got 3 teams that are traveling across the country doing mission trips. And so we've been able to expand our summer mission trips by 33% by adding a third team and getting another van so that we can actually transport
Yeah.
Catholic Mission Trip employees in the tools and materials that we need. Okay, so that's our big time. But right now, like I said, we just finished 3 weeks. We have one going on right now in South Texas. We have one going on the last week of March in New Mexico. Then we have 2 in April. So we have mission trips throughout the entire year, but our big mission trips are in the summer. That's when we do the most. You asked where. Majority domestic. So we're going to be in South Texas, New Mexico, Louisiana, Kentucky, Florida, North Carolina, Oklahoma City. I think that's all of them. And then internationally, we'll be in Dominican Republic and Puerto
Okay.
Rico. So
Wow.
yes, our focus mostly is on disaster relief. Doesn't mean that somebody brings us a project that
Right.
is not, we still might do it, right? So
Yeah.
so there's a lot of reasons to do them, but that's what we focus on most. It's just like how we focus mostly on bringing youth to do the missions.
Right.
Focus on that for a real reason, because and this is across the board. This is not just in the Catholic Church, but I'm going to use the stats of the Catholic Church, that only 25% of all teenagers 13 to 17 even identify as Catholic, and a third of them leave the church by their end of high school, beginning in college. So that is a group that really needs an encounter with Christ. They might
Right.
know a lot, they might have been taught information from their parents, but they don't have a relationship with Jesus. And so we give them an opportunity to come really have an encounter with Jesus. We do that through daily mass, we do it through adoration, we do it through the prayers and the program that we provide. That's our mission, that's our ministry.
Yeah.
And then we immediately help them to put down roots by living out the gospel. They
Yeah.
get to be the hands and feet of Jesus by helping those most in need. Everywhere we go is very impoverished, right? So they're coming out of their comfort zone. They're going and really experiencing another side of the United States, areas that you would not expect to have been in the United States, right?
Right.
It's just unbelievable. So the need is great, and they get to do that. And I really feel like when they have an encounter with Christ and then they can put down roots by living out the gospel immediately, it's transformative. And we want to equip lifetime disciples of Christ. Listen, I can't make you a disciple, right? But if I bring you to an opportunity. And that opportunity includes putting your phone away, by the way, for the entire week. You don't have access to your phone so that you can be present to God, present to each other, and present to the people that we serve. And so that's our ministry. Now we're helping those in need, the most need, right? In their material needs. So it's kind of a twofold of our ministry. But I hope I answered all the questions.
You did. Yeah.
And that's
the thing is, I want you to explain and to picture as much as you can. I want our viewers to really see what you're doing and why you're doing it. It's not you're not just doing it because you have passion behind it. And that's the passion comes from your voice. The passion comes from your explaining things. Being able to really reach out not only at a higher level, but also at a level that everyone can see and understand. And that's where it comes from. That's where your passion and what leads you to where you're gonna go. So and you answered all the questions that was perfect. I promise you.
Yeah. All right. Excellent.
So,
go ahead.
Oh no, you go. No, I'm so sorry.
I was going to say, and what we try to do is we have social media and our website, and if people want to learn more, just go to these, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, in our website, and follow us and learn. You'll see pictures of what it actually looks like for these kids to be serving, and video testimonies, and it's an incredible nonprofit.
Well, that was honestly where I was gonna go next. I was gonna ask you what's your name on the social media? Like what can they what is it like? What can they
we are Catholic Mission Trips Inc.
Okay.
INC. Catholic Mission Trips Inc. On all of our social media, and for our website, it's catholicmissiontrips.net. So catholicmissiontrips.net. And my information's up there, and anybody wants to get a hold of me, ask any questions, want to dive into it a little bit more, feel free to reach out to me. I love talking to people about the ministry.
I love that. I'm not. That was funny that you beat me to the punch to it. I was going to ask you about where can we go for you. So thank you for your time. I know your time is valuable. We gotta keep those kids busy, and maybe they can fix some roofs in Arizona. I know it's hot, but hey.
Well, we have some mission leaders from Phoenix. Maloney, and she just brought on 2 other mission leaders, and they're phenomenal. So
I love that.
Love Phoenix, but maybe we can actually have a project out there.
There
if anybody knows of one, reach out to us. Let us know.
It's getting, I work in the hospital, so I definitely see it all. So I definitely there's always needs. Like you said, there's needs everywhere. It might not be in someone's face, but there's always a need somewhere, especially nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Kevin. I hope everything goes well, and I hope that our viewers reach out and just maybe donate. Maybe they're able to really see and really give and show the passion that they have for you. Yeah,
Tristan, I really appreciate the time in the interview.
Yeah, no, of course. I definitely want to, like I said, I want to help you bring out your mission and what you stand for and why you're doing it. And now you're able to not only give it to our platform, but also to other platforms across the world. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, hope you have a great day, sir. And I hope everything goes well for you.
All right. You as well. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pathways to Prosperity podcast. Got a success story to share? Visit pathwaystoprosperitypodcast.com/guest and apply today.